Okay, so this is a review on Ludacris's album Back for the First Time. And yeah, let's just get straight into this. The artwork is of Ludacris. Um, this is a time where he's wearing braids. Um, if, uh, yeah, and he's wearing like the background. Well, the color scheme is black and white. But the artwork on the name itself, Ludacris, is in red, which is very interesting. He's got his hand over his head. Um, I don't. It's mad. I don't know how to explain his expression, but it's interesting. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. This was released back in the year 2000, so that's 20 years ago. And if you tuned into um, Ludacris versus Nelly in the versus battle, you would have heard him say why it was a special thing for Ludacris and Nelly, because they both celebrated 20 years of their debut album and stuff like that, and which is a major look. 20 years, you know. Fucking hell, how old was I? I ain't saying. Um, yeah, so basically there is. Oh snap! That's crazy. I just clocked something. There was a track. I'll get into it, but there's basically 16 tracks. But yeah, so there's You Got a Problem, Game Got Switched, First and 10 featuring infamous 2-0 or I-20, and then Fate, and also with Fate Wilson. Then What's Your Fantasy featuring Swanner. Then there's Come On Over, which is a skit. And then the Hoodstock. No, before that, my bad. Yeah, Hoodstock. And after that is Get Off Me featuring Pastor Troy. Then there is Mouth and North featuring Four Eyes. Then there's Stick 'Em Up featuring UGK. Then there's Ho, Skit, and then the following. You know it. Ho. Then there's Tickets Sold Out. Then there's Catch Up featuring infamous 2-0 and Fate Wilson. Then there's Southern Hospitality featuring Pharrell. Then there's What's Your Fantasy remix featuring Trina, Schwarner, and Foxy Brown. And what's interesting is there's a song on here that's called Fat Rabbit, but you can't listen to it from what I'm seeing on this app. I don't know why. And even when I saw it, it didn't show up, which is interesting. So yeah, it's funny because in this era, the first song I took notice to was was his debut single, was the Fantasy. So that is one of my favorite tracks. Like back then, I had no idea what it really meant. Then as I gradually got older, I understood what it meant. And I gradually started to continue to like the song even further, because it just made so much sense. But then my other favorite song on here is Ho, yeah. Which is interesting because I hear it, the name itself, and I'm really thinking of the track. And then the other song I like is Southern Hospitality, which is interesting. Because there's a remix. Yeah, and I won't go too much into detail about the remix, but I even said it in the comment section in the versus battle that the remix when he played it, I said the remix features with Maxwell D and Miss Dynamite. So it's interesting. Back then, what's so mad is it's like, how can I explain it? What's mad is realizing how far the UK scene has come. I'm not trying to say, when you get the American approval or whatever, X, Y, Z. I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, it's interesting that the collaborations, yeah, because I swear, was it the French Montana? Like he was saying something about, I can't remember what it was, but it made me realize the further you go back, you're going to see there's certain collaborations that's happened before. And I swear, even if you really want to go further back, Slick Rick is from South London. I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, let's get back into this album. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't. It's mad. How can I put it? Because if there is that nostalgia feel to it, because this was released back in 2000, and listening back to it, the rhythms are fucking cold. So this album has stood the test of time. For me personally, I don't necessarily have a favorite track on here, but obviously the ones that do stand out are the ones that I mentioned. And as usual, I'm gonna take one song if it's out of context or in context. It is what it is. Now I'm gonna use the song "What's Your Fantasy" mainly because what tends to happen is when it comes to dating and relationships, what happens is we all have this fantasy. Women have this fantasy or this fairy tale, which is understandable because from young they are programmed to believe that they're gonna have this Prince Charming and this guy has to be sweet and he's got to have a knight in shining armor and all this bullshit here. Like, but that's not how life actually works. Yeah, it don't work like that. Because even them type of guys right there, in reality, they're seen as soft, they're seen as weak. They don't want them. They want the bad ways. They want the bad ways. Do you get it? And it's not necessarily just the bad ways. It's the guys that are. I'm not saying that the Knight of Shining Armor, Prince Charming, all that stuff there. I'm not saying they can't be confident, but they don't come across it. Do you get it? It's mad interesting because it's not just how you look. It's your aura. It's what you do and all that stuff there. Like, women are attracted to a strong man. They're attracted to an alpha. So this is what I'm saying. So, in terms of your fantasy, and it's, in fact, as far as women are concerned from a male perspective, like, I do hear some women, or in fact I don't call them women, I call them girls online complaining about, roles and all that stuff there about cooking and cleaning and being a housewife. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. And obviously you want to say, oh, but you're a man, you're going to say that. Well, the reality is this. Men and women are designed to do different things but work together in unison, if that makes any sense. Yeah? It's not about lowering yourself. It's about understanding that you give more of a value in those certain settings, because it's naturally that there's certain things that you do as a woman that just feel right. Do you get it? It's hard to explain because obviously I'm not a woman. But one thing I will say to you is this. If you click the link in the description box below, you'll get access to online courses such as roles and relationships. And that's where you're going to learn all the information to do with how dating and relationships actually work. Yeah? On top of that, if you're a man watching this, you learn how to develop yourself as a thoroughbred alpha male. And if you're a woman watching this, you learn how to develop yourself as a pure feminine woman. Now, when you're a woman, develop as a pure feminine woman, you make yourself more of a catch or more of a wifey material. Do you get it? Other than that, you're not going to get wifed up being all, anti-women. You have to understand your nature as a woman. Yeah, these are just harsh facts. Yeah, I'm not like, it's interesting how life is. Yeah, because you don't see a lioness trying to be a lion. You don't. You don't see a lion trying to be a lioness. They're just who they are, and they do what they do. Do you get it? They do as nature intended. So that's what you got to do as human beings, as a man and as a woman. You got to do as nature intended. But anyway, so click the link in the description box below. It's to become a member of the Thealkebulantrust, so you can get access to online courses such as roles and relationships. So that's where you can learn all of that information right there. Now, I want to give this album a 10 out of 10. I do feel like nostalgia did play a role in me judging this album and listening back to this album. But it did age well, so I give him that. So that's another reason why I say 10 out of 10. But yeah, let me know what your favorite songs are on this track. Leave your answer in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Wait, fuck, I need to forgot. The link to the albums in the description box below as well. And if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest might just be next.